at the beginning. I think it's a big mistake.
Dr. Calder.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. It's a privilege to get up and stand again and address the House on the Resource Management Simplifying and Streamlining Amendment Bill. My previous oration this morning was cut off somewhat. One could say it was truncated on the issue of trees. So I'd like to return to that subject. As the Minister observed, we need a good dose of common sense in the RMA, and I think with the broad cross-party support we've received on this issue, we are getting it. The issue of Clause 52 of the RMA, which deals with general protection of trees in the urban environment, is one issue which has occasioned much correspondence from the community, mirrored by the debate here in the House. The major urban area affected is Greater Auckland, where a number of councils have general tree protection rules. There is a school of thought that Clause 52 will countenance widespread rapine and plunder of our precious urban arboreal resources. What is it about Auckland and those who live there that should occasion such concern? As an MP, resident in Auckland and fortunate to have my office in the green and leafy electorate of Epsom, I feel I must stand and speak on behalf of those residents who wish to trim or remove a tree on their property without the time-consuming and expensive process of seeking a consent. This government believes that citizens who own their properties should be able to do just that. Are these good residents, as I asked this morning, all vegetal Visigoths? Are they Philistines of Philodendron? Plunderers of Pahutakawa? Are they pillagers of Pureri? Castrators of Kauri? Mr. Chairman, I would suggest they are not. Are these good people ravagers of rhododendron? Topplers of Tawa? Crushers of Karaka?
Order! A point of order. I hope this is a serious point of order.
Sir, as a descendant of the proud Ngāpuhi tribe, I cannot let that remark go unchallenged.
No, that's not a point of order, and the member's interrupting me to speak. Please.
Castrating a Cody, goodness sake, what next?
Sit down. Please sit down.
So we have heard from the Honourable Shane Jones that we aren't likely to see any castrators of Kauri in the far north. I'm relieved to hear that. And I would put to you, sir, that neither are you likely to find them in Auckland City. Will they take an axe to every aki within sight? Mr. Chairman, I respectfully submit they are not and they will not. What is it then? What is it then about the good citizens of Auckland City, North Shore, Waitakere and Manukau City that causes them all to be portrayed by those opposed to this amendment as rabid pillagers and plunderers who are straining at the legal leash of Section 76 of the Principal Act, which Clause 52 is designed to amend, I might remind you, and which is apparently the only restraint on the lust and naked greed which would otherwise have them sacrifice huge numbers of prized significant specimen trees on the altar of Mammon. Are they good citizens of Auckland, North Shore, Waitakere and Manukau City any more likely to act in this manner than the worthy burghers of Christchurch, Hamilton and Wellington? Mr. Speaker, and Timaru, thank you. Mr. Speaker, I would respectfully suggest they are not. 90% of New Zealand cities do not have, Mr. Chair, do not have blanket tree protection laws, and yet all communities face developmental pressure to a greater or lesser extent. 3 of New Zealand's largest cities, as we've heard, Wellington, Hamilton, 4, Timaru and Christchurch do not have such blanket tree protection. There is no endemic problem with the loss of urban trees in any of these cities, and indeed it wouldn't have escaped anyone in the House that Christchurch enjoys the sobriquet, the Garden City. These reforms are about pulling back on expensive and unnecessary bureaucracy. They reinforce, we've had some concern about the blue-greens, they reinforce National's blue-green principles that being pro-environment does not equate to being pro-red tape.
Exactly.
We find it unacceptable that concerns for minor projects, such as trimming and removing a small tree, can actually cost more than the project itself. As a case in point, about 5,000 of the 50,000 resource consents that are applied for every year are for tree trimming or removal, as you may have heard earlier. 5,000, almost 10%. Very few of these concerns are declined. This process, however, is estimated to cost Auckland City almost $2 million. How much, you might ask? $2 million. $2 million that could be used to treat stormwater, or perchance could be used to purchase small parcels of urban land which could become treed or be treed already dotted throughout the community. To reiterate, the consent process for trimming or removing trees is costing individuals and ratepayers considerable time and money with little benefits. This government believes these costs are unjustified. Thank you.
The Honourable